Welcome to Binge Eating Reset. Breaking binge eating. You are now in step 8, and in this step, we are going to make sure you stop falling back into the same pattern again and again. Because maybe you recognize this feeling. You see what is happening, and somehow you still do it anyway. You notice the urge, you recognize the pattern, you know exactly what is happening. And still, you end up walking to the kitchen. Almost automatically, without even thinking clearly anymore. You grab something, maybe something sweet, maybe something salty, maybe just whatever feels comforting in that moment. And then, you eat. And afterward, you feel frustrated with yourself. Maybe disappointed, maybe exhausted, maybe even ashamed. And then the thoughts begin. Why'd I keep doing this? Why is this still so hard? Why can't I just stop? And maybe, you even start questioning yourself. Maybe you start thinking, what is wrong with me? Why do other people seem able to control this? Why'd I keep ending up here again? And if you recognize those thoughts, I want you to hear this very carefully. The problem is not that you don't know what to do. Because by now, you probably already know a lot. You know about slowing down. You know about triggers. You know about pausing. You know about awareness. And the problem is also not that you have no discipline. That is not the real issue. The real problem is that the pattern happens faster than you can think. Before you even fully realize it, your automatic reaction already takes over. And that automatic reaction has often been repeated for years. Maybe hundreds of times, maybe thousands of times. Your brain is not choosing what is best for you in that moment. It chooses what feels fastest, what feels easiest, what feels familiar, what feels comforting, what feels safe. And this is where many people get stuck. Because in that moment, they suddenly expect themselves to do everything differently. To suddenly feel in control. To suddenly be strong enough. To suddenly never struggle again. To suddenly react perfectly. But that is not how change works. Real change works differently. You cannot undo years of automatic behavior overnight. Even if you now understand the pattern. Even if you recognize the triggers. Even if you know exactly what is happening. Awareness matters. But awareness alone is not enough yet. Real change happens through repetition. Through small moments, tiny moments. Moments where you slowly begin doing something different than before. Not perfectly, not flawlessly, not every single time, but consistently, again and again and again. And that is exactly why I want you to start seeing these moments differently. Not as failure, not as proof that something is wrong with you, but as training. This is your training mindset. Because from now on, every moment of binge urges becomes a moment to practice. A moment where your brain learns something new. A moment where change begins. A moment where you slowly teach yourself a different response. And yes, sometimes you will still eat. Sometimes you'll only realize it afterward. Sometimes you'll notice the pattern too late. Sometimes you will completely forget everything we talked about. And that is okay, because that is not failure. That is information. That moment is showing you where your pattern still lives. And every single time you notice it, you are already making progress. Even if it does not feel like progress yet. Because before, everything happened automatically. Without awareness, without noticing, without slowing down, without questioning the pattern. And now, you are beginning to see it. You are becoming aware of it. You are slowing down enough to notice what is happening. And that is where real change begins. So stop expecting yourself to do this perfectly. Stop expecting yourself to never struggle again. Stop expecting yourself to completely change overnight. Because honestly, that is not realistic. And it is also not necessary. What matters now is that you keep noticing. You keep recognizing the pattern. And you keep returning to awareness. Again and again and again. And most importantly, stop attacking yourself when it isn't perfect yet. Because this is not all or nothing. This is a process, a real process, and every single time you move through this process consciously, the old pattern becomes weaker. And you create more space for different choices, for calmer choices, for conscious choices, for kinder choices. So over the next few days, this is your only focus. When the urge comes, see it as training, not failure, not weakness, not proof that you are broken. Just training. You do not need to fix everything yet. You do not need to change everything yet. You do not need to do this perfectly. Just notice it. That is enough for now. In the next video, we are going to build on this together. So those moments become easier to handle. And so you slowly start learning how to choose differently too. This is part of Binge Eating Reset, a free step-by-step training to help you break binge eating, emotional eating, food cravings, and food noise. Do you really want to change this? Subscribe and follow the series from the beginning. You are learning, you are practicing, and that already matters.